Some animals are big, and some animals are strong. Some animals are fast, and some are ferocious. The lion seems to be all of these. The lion is known as the king of the jungle, and not too many animals would bother a lion. And as a lion is so strong and so fast and so ferocious, it can lie around for most of the day, not bothered by anything else. Some animals just look the part. They stand there looking so regal, like this emperor penguin. It stands there just looking so proud and superior, and that's why it got its name. But it's not powerful, it's not ferocious. A lion looks like a king, is powerful like a king, and is fast and ferocious. Back out on the road again, Jesus was striding ahead of his disciples. Some of them thought, "Why are we walking towards Jerusalem? Wasn't that where Jesus said something would happen?" They were amazed. He seemed so keen to get there. The Lord Jesus knew that they were still confused. They hadn't got it. Why did he need to go there? So he called them all aside and began to speak to them. And he said, "We are going to Jerusalem, and there I'm going to be betrayed by the chief priests and scribes, and they'll condemn me to die. And they'll pass me over to the Romans, who will whip me, and people will spit at me, and I'll be killed. But I will rise again the third day." You would have thought the disciples would have got it by now, but they didn't. They still couldn't understand that Jesus had to die and take our place and die for our sin. They wondered if he was going up to Jerusalem to become a king. Maybe he would get an army together, and after all, he was so powerful, maybe he could get rid of the Romans and give the people their kingdom back. Then he would be the king. Thought some of the disciples. A king always needs good men to just help him rule. Maybe we'll be them. They really didn't understand. James and John, two brothers who were disciples, they came to Jesus and they asked him, "Will you do something for us?" "What do you want me to do?" asked Jesus. "Will you let us be the ones that sit at your left hand and your right hand when you're in charge?" "You don't know what you're asking," said the Lord Jesus. "I have to go to Jerusalem and do something great. You can't do that." "Oh, we can. We're able to do whatever." "No, you're not," he said. They certainly didn't understand what Jesus had come to do. And all they did was make the other 10 disciples really mad. They were so angry that they thought that they could go and ask to be in charge with the Lord Jesus. But the Lord Jesus told them all to be quiet. He said people think that when they're in charge, they can tell people what it is that they're going to do. But if you really want to be important, if you really want to do something, well, you've got to become like a servant. Because I, the Son of God, didn't come to be served. I didn't come to get you to do things for me. I came to do something for you. I came to give my life a ransom for many. As they carried along the road towards Jericho, the disciples were quiet and thinking. I suspect that James and John, well, they were a little bit embarrassed because of what it was that they had done. And they probably still felt that the other disciples were a little bit angry with them. And as they got to Jericho, there was a great big group of people. And, well, there was one man. He wasn't standing with the others. He was sitting beside the road. He had a begging bowl in front of him. His name was Bartimaeus, and he was blind. And he heard that Jesus was coming. And he'd heard of Jesus of Nazareth. And he'd heard that he could do miracles, these wonderful things. And he cried out, "Jesus, Son of David, have mercy on me." He wasn't proud. He didn't want to be in charge. He just wanted to be able to see. He knew what the problem was, and he saw Jesus as the one who could help. Some people in the crowd told him to be quiet. "Stop crying out. You're just a beggar. He won't want to see you." How wrong they were. And it didn't bother Bartimaeus. He just knew that the one that was there could help him. So he cried out again, "Son of David, have mercy on me." Jesus heard Bartimaeus calling, and he stood still and said, "Bring him to me." The crowd changed. They called to the blind man and said, "He's calling for you. Come on, get up." Bartimaeus threw his cloak to one side. He got up. Nothing was going to stop him coming to Jesus. He stood in front of Jesus, and the Lord Jesus asked him exactly the same thing that he asked James and John. "What do you want me to do for you?" The blind man said, "Master, I want to receive my sight." The very words that he said showed that he believed that the Lord Jesus could heal him. The Lord Jesus looked kindly at Bartimaeus, and he said, "Go your way. Your faith has made you well." And immediately, this blind man, Bartimaeus, could see, and he rejoiced and followed the Lord Jesus down the road that day. Bartimaeus rejoiced because he believed in Jesus. His sight was given to him. He was able to see. His life was changed. And all the people around could see that Bartimaeus had been truly changed. Our faith in the Lord Jesus and what he's done for us on a cross can completely change us. Not that it will give us our sight, but it'll cleanse our sin. It'll make us right for heaven. And it's all because the Lord Jesus came not to be the king, but to go to that cross and to die for us all.